Welcome to Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside J-Dog.
Michael, it is good to see you. Your favorite podcast host might be taking the week off, but not us. It's spring break, and we're still here.
We are still here. By the way, as a fairly new father, a little over a year now, been a father. How do adults with no childcare and all of a sudden spring break, you have to not work when your kid's not in school, but the kid gets holidays left and right that you don't get at all?
Which means the teachers, the daycare people, shout out to them for keeping the world running, but they get a lot more holidays than the rest of us.
Not shout out to them. When your kid, can I just say this? When your kid is under the age of 5, it should be 365 days a year or whatever it is, Monday
Christmas
through Friday.
Day?
No, maybe not Christmas.
Not holidays.
But it
not
should,
365.
there should be more childcare under the age of 5 because there is in no world that I am just letting my child at 20 months sit in another room while I work. So I got to go entertain him all day. So we had an adventure all day long today.
Well, I feel like you're learning that in corporate America, parents don't work when their kids are at home and not at school. If the kid is sick, the parent doesn't work. If the kid is on spring break, the parent doesn't work. If the kid has a random illness, the parent doesn't work. And if you want to get into a whole conspiracy theory, what does that mean for the workers out there without kids? Are we just working a lot more than parents with kids?
Well, it's kind of like I know smoking's coming back in style, but when smoking was a big thing, everybody takes smoke breaks. Smoking is very popular. It's really
not Gen
Z.
They don't do anything apparently.
Well, shout out to our Canadian friend for bringing it back hardcore over the last 2 weeks. But I will say it is coming back. And when people would take smoke breaks, you would get days almost, right? You would accumulate days just smoking out there for 20 minutes at a time, and the people that didn't smoke had to sit inside and they didn't have a smoke break, right? So
early in my career, that pissed me off, and then I realized how much time I was spending every day on my fantasy football lineup at work, and I thought, well, this is like my smoke break. It's like a fridge cigarette for Diet Coke. It's like a fantasy cigarette for your football lineup. Some people might call it roster baiting, where you just stare at your roster and just think about machinations of it without actually pulling the trigger on anything. Yes, I'm guilty of that for the last 20 years.
Yeah, so basically, spring break, crazy thing. You have to take off. You have to watch your children, and there should be more childcare available during these times.
It sounds like you're upset with childcare. Can we talk about your wife's not home? Like, she dipped out of this situation, right?
No. She is home. She's working too. Everybody's working.
Oh, she is.
I was taking care of him today, but it's just like he's off. And also not going to school tomorrow because there is school. Lice in the classroom. I'm not going to bring my kid full of lice in school right now.
Lice. Do you remember lice? That's such a little kid thing. I haven't heard that in 35 years.
And then there's hand, foot, and mouth disease that goes around.
That's a big one. He's going to bring home hand, foot, and mouth, and you're going to get hand, foot, and mouth. And the issue is, this is turning into a parent podcast. The issue is hand, foot, and mouth is worse for the parents than it is for the kids. Getting a human to have blisters in your mouth sounds like a terrible thing, and I just have my coworkers who are parents who keep going through all this. They're not working much. They're going through all the things you're describing.
And I don't want any of this. So he's like, I'm not going tomorrow. Spring break starts Thursday. So none of this.
Spring break. Where it's 100 degrees in LA. Are you surviving the heat wave?
Yeah, it was great. We did a little pool. We're going to Florida this week. I know you were just in Florida, so hopefully we get a little. It seems a little cooler in Florida right now, so it should be nice.
The weather's crazy everywhere. It was 80 degrees and sunny one day. The next day it was 55 and raining. I thought, am I back in Connecticut? No, it's just Florida being crazy.
Yeah. So here we are. I have an hour break. This is my break. We're doing the podcast. Not a lot to talk about. Thank you
for spending it with us, Mike. You could spend a lot of ways with your hour. You could be in the sauna right now. You could be something maxing, health maxing, whatever you're doing these days.
All the above.
But you're spending it with us, with the viewers. And I had spring break last week. Like you said, I was in Florida. I got great news on my spring break. I was so excited. I was in Florida when my team, the Dolphins, got a first-round draft pick for Jalen Waddle, who is not a number one receiver, who should not be traded for a first-round pick. I was elated that our Denver Broncos and Sean Payton was so desperate to give us a one. I'm stoked on it.
Jeremy, when I saw that, at first I was like, what is happening? Why are they giving a first-round pick for Waddle? It didn't make any sense to me. It seems like just because Denver didn't make any moves, is this a desperation move? Because this feels great for you, obviously in the long term, but I don't know about this year for you guys. It's you don't have much left on your team. You got
Well,
Malik.
we got Malik. You're saying we
You got
don't got
Malik.
much. We got the best rushing quarterback in the league. How boring can we be on NFL Sunday? Oh, we don't have Sleepy Gino. We don't have Sleepy
True.
JJ. We don't have all these sleepy guys. We have one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the league. So I'm actually excited for Sundays. And the
Okay.
Dolphins are taking a novel approach to the rebuild where they actually paid a quarterback to be exciting, except every position around him is total rebuild chaos mode. And all we
Yeah.
have is the quarterback. It's actually an experiment I'm excited to see. The lines aren't good. The receivers aren't good. It's Willis and Achane, and it's going to be a bunch of rookies and free agents on one-year deals. And we'll see what it looks like. They're gearing up for the future, and I'm glad Waddle's not a part of it. Like you said, Waddle is a brittle, small receiver, always banged up, always nursing injury.
Always.
He's not a number one guy who you give up a number one pick for.
No. Well, were you so when you saw this, were you excited? Because there wasn't much chatter in our thread, in the Denver thread I'm in. A lot of chatter in there. Very
Oh. What,
excited.
what were they saying? Give us a view of the Broncos fan base.
Well, our friend Josh seemed very excited about it. I looked at it quickly and I said, overpaid. You overpaid for this guy. That
Yeah.
was it. That was my
Yeah.
response to it.
Glad
I
you
was like,
told
I
him
just
that.
left the thread. Yeah, just chimed in for
You
a
left
second.
the thread too.
Yeah.
You left the thread. Our friend Josh is not happy with me ever since I faded the Broncos in the playoffs, and I'll be fading them again with Jalen Waddle. So this changes nothing on my accord for next
Does
year.
the-
When they play the Bills in the AFC Championship game, I'm going to take them to lose.
But this doesn't fix. I think this helps you out a lot. I don't think this fixes Denver in any way because I don't think that was the issue. The issue wasn't a fast wide
Yeah.
receiver, right? I thought it was Bo Nix really holding down the team because he does. Remember, I saw him in person. I told you this all season long.
You did.
Man
You
can't throw
were
far.
early on it. The man
Yeah.
made it very far, like one game
He did.
from the Super Bowl, but you were right in the end, not to trust Bo Nix. The Broncos are clearly doing that thing where they have the rookie quarterback and he's cheap and he might not be good, but God damn it, we're going to build a superstar team around him. And that's what the Broncos are trying to do with good running backs, good receivers. They have an elite defense. They have a great offensive line. I get where you look top to bottom. They have one of the most complete rosters in the NFL. The worst position is quarterback. And so we did a study going into AFC NFC Championship weekend, and all the quarterbacks were low paid quarterbacks, except for one, Matt Stafford, who lost that weekend. So you get there, Sam Darnold's a medium range quarterback playing against Drake May on the rookie deal. The Broncos have the rookie quarterback, the young quarterback, Bo Nix, on a cheap deal. They're loading up on talent around him. But like you said, the quarterback's not good enough to actually win. So what's the purpose of it all?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know this is like off-season talk and we could talk about it all day long, but I'm very, very excited to like this season. Listen, AI has gotten out of control. It is extremely powerful now. I am building. It might be one of the greatest NFL prediction models you have ever seen this season. This season,
You're already starting in the lab in March?
I'm starting in the lab. I have 3 models running simultaneously at the same time. And hopefully this year, we're going to start with 3 and we're going to by week 5, we'll be running 1 model this entire season and everything. We're going to be hitting so much I'm so pumped for everything that's coming this season. I'm so excited.
AI
I'm
has
pumped.
big brain. Like they can't get picks wrong. They won't get bets wrong, right? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see. But I want to talk about before we talk about the NFL TV deals and all that stuff. I have to ask you. I saw this behind you. If you're not watching the video right now, Jeremy has I would say a massive, massive telescope sitting behind you, and I had no idea why it's sitting behind you.
Thanks for asking
happening?
and bringing it up on the show.
Yeah,
So we've gotten
yeah.
some viewer feedback on the Hangover Hotline, easy to reach us, that I got a little blank space here. It's like I like to show off my Emmy over one corner, but I got
Sure.
nothing going on over here. But over the weekend, I made a big purchase, a telescope. Folks don't know I live up in the sky on the 21st floor, and I have
Yeah.
a great view of Long Island, Connecticut, New York
Oh,
City.
great.
So I got a telescope, not for the stars, maybe for the stars. I think I have a lot of city lights here, but I'm
Any
going to
neighbors?
spy on Long Island. I'm going to spy on New York City. I'm going to see what's going on in upstate Connecticut, all with
Great.
this telescope. And it just matches, by the way. It's opening day and at Major League Baseball this
Your
week.
shirt.
I'm wearing a shirt for Ronald Acuna Jr., the Brave superstar who I drafted in fantasy baseball last night, Mike. And
Wow.
it is a NASA themed shirt for those who are
Yes.
just listening, because he does hit bombs, missiles, stars up in the sky, meteors, and I'll be able to watch Acuna's home runs in New York here when they play the Mets with my own telescope.
So excited. Not when I saw the shirt, I'll tell you, everybody before the show, I was like, "Oh, is that a Space U T-shirt?" And I was telling
Uh-huh.
Jeremy, I don't like the UFC Space U uniforms because I play a lot of
UCF.
NCAA
Shout out
UCF. Sorry,
UCF, who lost to UCLA, your hometown team, in the NCAA tournament over the weekend. I don't know if you caught that, but Mike is a
no,
big UFC or UCF fan
yeah,
because he's played 35 seasons with the UCF Knights in
I'm
what's the
doing
game
great.
called? NCAA football.
NCAA football, it's great, great game,
Yeah,
much better than Madden. If you want to play a football game,
crazy.
play NCAA. Great game, I love it. All right, let's
There you
talk.
go. Telescope explained.
Teleco. Yeah, you should. Do you have like a? Does it hook up to your computer so you can take photos?
It hooks up to my phone, so I will be
Oh,
downloading the app, and I will be able to study the Starry Night,
can you
the
take photos
stars
with
as
it so
well.
you can like take some meteorite photos or alien
Oh,
invasion
I
photos
don't
or
know
anything?
yet, but I'll try. I
Okay,
mean,
cool.
another thing, a reason to have the telescope in view today is the government did register aliens.gov apparently
Yes.
last week. I don't know if you saw that headline. So we are inching our way closer. We don't always talk about it on this show, but we talk about it amongst ourselves. We're
Yeah.
inching our way closer to the alien reveal. And it really makes a lot of sense. You know, obviously the whole world is a distraction from Epstein right now. Everything that's going on in the world is a distraction. So maybe once the war settles down a little bit, we're going to get a little aliens.gov drop to just keep
Love it.
the news going.
I can't wait. All right. Let's talk NFL TV deal. It's off season right now. Paramount Warner Brother deal that just went through, and now the NFL wants to renegotiate and renegotiate with everybody. First, they will renegotiate with CBS, Paramount. And what they're saying is they want 50% more of the current deal they already had because of what they saw was other networks paying a lot more for the NBA. And they're like, we are worth more than the NBA and they want more money. So I have the current deals here. If you want me to read them through here, current
Yeah.
deal, Fox pays 2.2 billion a year, NBC 2 billion a year, ESPN, ABC 2.7, Amazon 1 billion, and YouTube 2 billion for your Sunday ticket.
Did you say
Now,
CBS?
CBS is currently paying 2.1 for Sunday afternoon AFC package.
Similar to Fox, they're all different packages, so they all
Yes.
maybe have different end results. Some AFC and NFC, CBS and Fox get a ton of games every afternoon. ESPN gets one a week, NBC gets one a week, but they're primetime standalone. So all these different carve outs are in there.
And now what they're looking for is a 50% increase. So they're currently making 10 billion, looking for somewhere around the marks of 20 billion. And what scares me is if they start negotiating, if they start making new packages or something like that, will we see Sunday broken up enough where you literally have to have on multiple streaming services to watch all these things? Because right now, we are like Sunday ticket, red zone kind of guys, right? We're not watching one individual game unless it's Sunday night
No, we
football.
do watch network games, but we're more red zone
Yes.
guys. You're more the Sunday ticket guy. I'm a red zone guy, but I also watch the standalone games too.
Yeah, the standalone games on Sunday night, Monday night,
Yeah,
Thursday, sometimes
Thursday,
Wednesday
yeah.
now, sometimes Friday, sometimes Saturday. They're all over the
Crossover.
place. We watch
Yeah.
those games, but what I'm worried is if Sunday gets broken up, does this diminish the value of the NFL by taking away these games and hiding them inside of Amazon or Apple TV or somebody like that? Because they're trying to get $10 more billion thrown at them. And I don't know if all these companies are willing to pay double the price of what they already currently have.
Well, these
Right?
companies have the NFL right now. And I think the NFL's goal, as we've been reading in these reports that are published, is they want to keep all the same TV partners. They're not trying to disrupt the current situation and go all streaming and leave TV networks behind. We can all agree we're not quite there yet. Maybe down the
No.
road in the future, we're ready
But
for that. We would not be happy if every TV network just lost the NFL right now, because then, to your point, you're going out to search for them, where someone like YouTube TV has every network in one place, and you can go about your business and watch what you want all in one app, which is the goal. So I don't think I'm concerned about
okay.
NFL getting buried on streaming services on Sunday. What I am concerned about is how much they're going to charge their partners, and hopefully the partners can pay it.
Well, all right. So let's say Fox, they want out. They're like, we're sticking to only news. We don't need this anymore.
Can I just
Where
pause
did,
right there?
yeah,
No one's saying that, right? Isn't that one of the
no
issues
one.
here is no one willingly, who's a publicly traded company, can go to their shareholders and say it's a better idea to not have the NFL. And so I think inevitably everyone has to overpay. And if the NFL is willing to let the current providers overpay, no one else is getting in. Now, NFL has a deal with YouTube, and that seems successful, and they want to continue
Yeah.
doing that. NFL has deals with Netflix. They don't have deals with Apple right now. They have Prime on Thursday. So I think they're going to continue with what they got and just juice it for more money if they can.
So Netflix paid $75 million per game for Christmas in 2024.
Wow, 2 games. And they were bad last year. Remember that?
Yeah, they were pretty bad. Everybody was injured. It was.
I went to your house. We didn't even watch.
Didn't watch. Yeah, we just had Chinese
Didn't
food.
watch.
I guess it's just like, are they getting too greedy right now? I know they were waiting until 2030 or 31 to renegotiate, but it seems like if they don't, they're basically saying we are going to negotiate, but we're just telling you to pay more, and we're not actually going to give you any more games or anything new. So that's, I don't know. I don't want them to get too greedy.
What do you think of it?
I think if they remove games from Sunday and put them on Amazon or Apple TV or something like that, or Netflix, I think then we'll have an issue. But I think for right now, if they renegotiate, I think it's like basically comes down to CBS has to fight to not make it too expensive. And then everybody else will fall in line. Yeah. So basically, like, CBS is fighting to say, all right, I'll pay you $1 billion more. So maybe we'll increase this by 25% and not 50% for everybody else. Maybe.
It's almost like, what's the difference? If CBS pays 100% increase, they're looking around at their competitors saying, if you want to keep the NFL, you also have to have 100% increase. That's going to hurt you like it's hurting us. I just know that David Ellison and CBS are already in business with Goodell and the NFL. There's some kind of Skydance deal with NFL films and content there. So I think that's why they're starting with CBS, because it's a friendly person to negotiate with. Maybe get the number as high as they can with a friend and then head out to the other partners.
But I guess my question is all right, so are they going to give a deal to ESPN because now ESPN owns, or does what? Which way? Who owns what?
It's murky.
NFL?
It's murky. The NFL, ESPN owns a 10% stake in NFL, or is it the other way? NFL owns a 10% stake in ESPN. That's what it is.
Yeah, 10% stake in ESPN, which is
it is murky, right? So they enter negotiations, and like someone they don't have a deal with, maybe they're able to juice the price up more. But someone they already have a deal with, they're like, no, keep it low because we're already in business. And honestly, Mike, in the past, you used to have a regulatory system that kept an eye on these things to make sure there's no funny business. I don't know what the FCC chair is. I don't want him to come in for our podcast right now, so I'm not going to say anything. I just don't think he's going to help the current situation.
I just wonder if, because it's like basically the FCC should not be around anymore, because it is basically they're saying like, here are all I guess it's more for deals, right? So you're saying these are already broadcast everywhere else. No one's getting a deal, but it is weird that you're negotiating and somebody has a piece of this company that you're negotiating with, so you can't give them a better deal. You have to give them the same increase. So hopefully, I don't know. It's very murky for sure.
It sounds like you want all the TV networks to continue as it is, all the platforms to continue, no new entrants. Like Apple doesn't currently have live NFL. You don't want Apple TV coming in for your NFL.
I mean, I will say with Apple, it seems like they want to own the full picture of everything. Like they have MLS. Yeah. I could care less about MLS. They have F1. Now I have a tab on my Apple TV. It's like, I don't care about F1. I understand what they're doing. It's like, we own the distribution, the cameras, everything about it. I don't know if they want NFL. I don't know why, but who knows? Maybe they buy Disney at some point.
That's always the rumor. We'll see. But it's an interesting time, because you're right. NFL needs to stay on these networks for the networks to survive. The NFL wants more money. The networks pay more. What does it mean in the long run? Can we change gears a little bit? I want to talk about something a few weeks ago. The day before our last podcast, Mike, March 10th, 2026, will go down as possibly the craziest day of the sports year. I don't even know if you realize this. 3 incredible things happened. I wanted to come on Emergency Pod. Mike wasn't available to come on and do it. Sure. But the 3 things that happened, I just want to get your thoughts on this day right after we did our last pod. NBA player Bam Adebayo scores 83 points, and the Lakers
Mhm.
crowd boos him because he broke Kobe's record of 81. Maxx Crosby trade didn't go through, which we reported on this show. The Ravens were big dum-dums for doing that trade, and
They must
possibly
have
the
listened.
GM was listening, right? Thank you
Yeah.
for saying that. Possibly
Yeah.
the GM heard our breakdown because it was the next day he said, no, we're not doing this. Very awkward Crosby trade. And
Yes.
then the third event that happened was USA-Italy World Baseball Classic. I know you're not locked into this, but USA lost unexpectedly to a little country called Italy with very little Major League Baseball players. And the actual USA coach thought they already advanced to the next round. And he said, we already punched our ticket, so I rested my players. They did not already advance to the next round when they did that. And they got lucky by advancing to the next round when Mexico lost the next night. So, Mike, what stands out to you about March 10th, 2026?
Well, it was 3 days away from the anniversary of COVID, which always pops up on my phone of like the day everything locked down. I have like pictures.
The real
inside.
craziest day in sports history.
The real craziest.
Yeah.
I will say the Maxx Crosby thing was weird because he has to go back to Vegas. Right now he's in Vegas. That's the more awkward part about it. The 83-point game, it seemed like he got like 50 fouls, so he made most of his points off fouls, which...
It's controversial, yeah, because a ton were on free throws. They were playing a Wizards team who was not playing defense, who gave up. The Heat were fouling them to delay the game so the guy could score more points and break Kobe's record. Very controversial.
And baseball, I could really care less at all, really. But I know you care. I know you care about baseball. Baseball's kicking off this week. You're excited. This is not spring out in LA. It is hot, hot, hot out here. Dodger games get really hot. I don't know if you know, because have you been in yet? Oh yeah, we went in once after. Yeah,
I lived there for a few years. I miss it. I miss it a lot. Did you know Thursday night, 5:30 p.m., fireworks going off in your front yard because the Dodgers are raising their banner live on NBC and Peacock for a new rights deal with NBC, kicking it off with the Dodgers in LA raising that World Series banner on Thursday night. Mike, you're gonna have a long season of me talking about baseball on this podcast.
Well, because this is kind of it, right? Because they're going to go to a lockout next season, so this is kind of like your next run.
This is our one
this
season. It's opening day. Let's enjoy this one because next to opening day might be in like 2 years. Yeah.
All right. So I know we're not. We'll shift gears again, but we soon have the NBA and NHL playoffs coming up. I know we're a little early. They're starting in June, but games matter right now. April and May. I kind of put together. I'm working on models. And I was like, oh, what if we kind of implement some of these things and see how we can put together a playoff picture for NBA and NHL? So I have now, I don't know if you should bet on this, but they're literally predicting winners here. So do you want the Eastern Conference or do you just want to go straight to the finals for NBA? Because I can just.
So this is your new NFL model that you're working on, applying it to the NBA teams?
Well, I said, can we apply some of these mathematical factors to this model and just like give me a rough prediction? I know we're months out, injuries could come up, things could happen, but like, what are we looking at here for the games? So I don't know if this is real, but I don't know. Listen, I don't even watch baseball. So this is now, I'm really getting deep into gambling because also, by the way, we need to talk about, right? We're talking about basketball because we are Kalishi and Poly Market, I think they might just get axed. Totally, all the prediction markets.
Really?
I don't know if you
one
know
of them
that.
just signed a huge deal with Major League Baseball. I think it was Poly Market, maybe $75 million.
They
deal?
did, but what it seems like they just took a pause in Nevada. So Nevada's like, you can't be here. No one can use your app in this state.
Well, that's the casinos like pushing back, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is and people are making a lot of money on war. You can make money if nukes are going to be dropped. It's kind of crazy stuff. So. But that's a whole nother show. We can talk about that. We got a big off season. We can talk a lot of stuff.
And you bet against other people. You don't bet against the VIG, the book, all that stuff. So it's completely different model.
Yeah, you could go on Poly Market and say, I think it's going to rain in Los Angeles on May 3rd for 25 minutes. And people can start betting. You can set the odds, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I was tracking snowfall in our last snowstorm here. The most accurate prediction model of all the weather people in New York City was Kalishi telling me how much snowfall would fall in New York City. And they got it like within a tenth of an inch. Unbelievable.
I love it.
All the meteorologists are paid money. Fire them all.
Fire them all. Okay, for the NBA Finals, my model has predicted OKC versus the Boston Celtics Don't even know if any of
Okay,
these teams.
let's pause there. OKC, incredible season. They've been the
Okay.
number 1 seed since night 1 of the season when they raised their own banner after they beat the Pacers last year. However, the Spurs are looking really good, and the Spurs have been the better
Okay.
team for the last 2 months, and Wemby is a literal alien. Aliens.gov may have been registered for Wemby himself because that
Could be.
man, the 7-foot scorer, he's incredible, and Shea Gill just can't. I just don't know if it's the Thunder. It's going to be Thunder Spurs in the Western Finals. I might take the Spurs, but good start.
Now, it says it would put the line here at Thunder -3, projecting home court advantage. They're saying the Thunder would win in 6, but they're saying if Tatum is 100%, which I don't know if he is, I know there was like a
Coming
whole
off a torn
comeback.
ACL, he just came back. Yeah.
If he's 100%, they're saying the plus 600 on the Celtics right now would be the best futures value on the NBA.
That's a hard caveat because I don't know who's going to be 100% within 2 months of tearing the ACL. I mean, he's back now, but he's not going to be 100% right away. I think there's going to be some time there. And then once playing in the playoffs, he's got to have some minutes restrictions, but he's still got to score as much as they can.
Yeah, so they're saying I have a whole breakdown here. Celtics are the only Eastern team with defensive infrastructure to contain SGA. Tatum's health is variable. So it could be a 6 or 7 game series. Who knows? But I'm going to bet on this based off this model. I'm
So
going
you'll bet
all in on models this year.
Western Conference winner, Eastern Conference winner. So you'll hit both teams, and will you bet additionally on the Thunder to win the finals, which you'll get no good odds on because they've been favored to win since last.
I know, but if you do the exact matchup or winner, maybe I know they're like the odds are not going to be great, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Obviously, I'm an NBA expert this season. I've been playing fantasy basketball, trying to stay with it. And so I'm here to tell you, devil's advocate. It's J-Dawg versus AI is a game we play from time to time here. And AI clearly has the Thunder and the Celtics, and I have the Spurs and the Pistons. San Antonio, Detroit, 2 hardworking cities in the central time zone. Pistons, I know, not sexy. I had to sell it there. Wemby and the Spurs, I think they're the ones representing the West. The East is more wide open. I'm saying Brown is not 100%. The Pistons are the best team. The Pistons have a big man, Jalen Duren, who can actually compete with Wemby. You can't shut him down, but he can rough him up over a 6-7 game series. I'm taking Pistons, Spurs. Spurs probably win the finals if that's
Pistons, Spurs. You're going totally off model. You're saying Pistons, Spurs, and
J-Dawg versus AI. It's a series.
I mean, you should bet that because that's probably going to be great odds.
Better odds than yours, yes.
Yeah. Well, also
Pistons are the 1 seed in the East, but the Celtics have Brown, the Knicks have Brunson. There's star power in Boston and New York. I do think people forget about the Pistons when they are the best team in the East.
All right, jump into NHL. Also did that as well. This one seems a little chalky to me. Now, it has the Colorado Avalanche, which went on like a historic winning streak where they didn't lose any games for like 30 games, 40 games, something like that. Insane. So
this season?
This season, yeah, which is insane.
Oh, wow. That's like the LA Kings, right?
Yeah, LA Kings not doing so good. They're not good. I'm hoping I get some playoff games for my season tickets.
Yeah, some free season tickets.
So this might be a potential 2022 Cup rematch. Avalanche versus the Lightning, but they're projecting Colorado wins in 6. I don't love it. Obviously, I'm a big Lightning guy. You were here when I first moved there. I remember we were sitting on like boxes or something in my back room watching the Lightning win the Stanley Cup in the bubble. I have it right here, Stanley Cup 2020, right? It's on my wall. I remember sitting back there watching them win the Stanley Cup.
Now, bubble championships, controversial. The Lakers doesn't count. The Lightning does count. It's hard to factor these in. It's just the facts.
So it has Avalanche, Lightning, Stanley Cup Finals. They're giving it to the Colorado. Tampa Bay model win probability, only Tampa at 38% to win the series.
Very localized championship matchup there for this podcast. We have many listeners in Denver, maybe our top-rated market that we're in. We get Hangover Hotline from Denver. And then Lightning is your team. Why are you against the Lightning winning in the East in your model? Do you feel like they're going to get too much love for now?
No, I mean, I think they're playing great. I'm going to go see a game when I'm in Florida. Nice. I just think that you got to get hot. So Kucherov is really hot right now. He just past all-time scoring leader, something like that. I think the momentum's good, but you don't want to get the momentum too early. I think hockey is all about momentum. If you get in the playoffs and you're a 7 seed, you can win if you have the momentum. So it's almost like you don't want to play too good going into the playoffs. You kind of want to we know we can play good. You want to start showing signs of it occasionally, but you don't want to play too hard. So I feel like Lightning, if they get there, they could probably beat Colorado because Colorado played hard all season. So if you play hard all season, you must be exhausted after 6 series to go into play the Stanley Cup. So we'll
But
see.
their lungs are better conditioned to be exhausted because
It
they're
is
at
true.
Mile High. Half their games are there. They're conditioned better, so maybe that conditions them for a long playoff series. I'm just happy you're not telling me it's going to be Florida Edmonton. I can't do that 3 years in a row.
No. We're not gonna. Hopefully, Edmonton's not back. No,
It's been two in a row, right?
I think so. We don't. Yeah, we don't want them there. Or didn't they
Can't keep
miss? It
doing
was.
that.
I know the Panthers won last year, right? Panthers won
Yeah.
last year. Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to take
Florida's
over the
hot.
Lightning crown for best team in Florida.
For now, not for long. So
Not
that's what my
for
model's
long.
got. I'll put it up on the, underneath the description here. You can kind of bet alongside, but it's coming up
Bet
soon.
alongside AI or J-Dog, and we'll see. I can't give you a hockey projection. I'm sorry. I just can't. Not
It's
yet.
okay. I know. I can't. That's all I got. I got nothing else. This is
Are you watching any March Madness? Do you have any way to watch March Madness?
probably. I haven't watched any March Madness at all.
You haven't watched any? Some good
I just
upsets.
can't-
Florida, #1, out.
I can't get into it. It's just too sloppy. It's like I can barely watch NBA, and then you're telling me to go watch like really mediocre college basketball. Can't do it.
Some of it's not mediocre, and the end of the games are great. I don't recommend watching the first 38 minutes of these games, but the last 2 minutes, sometimes they take 20 minutes to play 2 minutes, definitely worth it. Some of the buzzer beaters you see this weekend had several like crazy threes, crazy moments. St. John's yesterday. We're a St. John's podcast, for the record.
Oh, we are. Okay. All right.
Yeah. People were wondering, so now we are.
Okay. Now they know. Check out thesportshangover.com. Go to our Substack, subscribe there, YouTube. We're everywhere. Good show. See you.